what's the difference between blind faith and telling us to just believe and not doubt God?
There is no blind faith. It is actually a contradictory of words. Because faith by itself has certain element of reason. Please try to understand. Faith, the word faith, when you are having faith on somebody, why on that body or why on that thing? You have a reason. So, faith by itself has a reason. Blind faith is not at all a right word. It's a contradiction. So, blind faith doesn't exist. If I have to use the word blind faith, what is the synonym for the blind faith? It is called superstition. Superstition doesn't have reason, doesn't have logic. Okay? So, but faith always carries reason. Why you want to have faith in that. Okay? And what is the second part you said? Blind faith and?
Well, it's just an expansion of the same question. What is the difference between blind faith and telling us to just believe and not doubt God? Like my dad never said this, but if a parent comes to me and tells me, if I have a problem and I go to them and I say I have this problem, sometimes the parent can say, just believe, you don't have enough faith, and you just don't doubt God.
Yeah. It might not be a complete answer, but how do we get faith? How do we get faith? We don't get faith just by like that. Because faith itself has reason. Therefore, why should I trust God? Why should I believe that God will handle this issue in my life? It comes from the Word of God, please. The more you read the Word of God, the more faith you can inculcate or you can develop upon God. So, instead of simply saying that, simply believe in God, I would suggest read the Word of God and you will have faith. And the faith will help you to handle the situation.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle. Here's another question that came through. How does one know clearly when to set a boundary when it comes to friends and family? As in, how do you know when to take in criticism versus not be manipulated?
Yeah. It's always good to have the boundaries. In fact, that was the message I was trying to give. Here, Joseph was having a clear-cut boundary. When this lady comes and says, lie with me, he drew a boundary and said, you cannot come under my purview. You are beyond my purview. So I cannot do this. So when you are connected to God, you definitely have your boundaries. They are called the moral boundaries, the ethical boundaries. That if you are able to draw the line between culture and creed, things would be nice. Creed is nothing but faith. So culture, sometimes you may like to be more Aussie. That's fine. That's culture. But the desire should not take you into habits which are not right. That's where you have to draw the line. That's number one. Number two, if you again look at Joseph's life, he was criticized, he was framed, he was given a bad remark that he committed sin or whatever it is. But Joseph took it silently. I know it is very easy to say, take it that way. But the difficult part is this, we cannot take it. That's where we need the grace of God. That's where we need the help of God. The more we depend on God, we will be able to face the criticism. The best chapter I would suggest for the person who asked that question is 1 Peter chapter 2. 1 Peter chapter 2.
1 Peter chapter 2.
That will help him. Okay? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for that answer, Uncle. Another question that has come through. What was the point of Jesus speaking in parables? Why not just say things plainly? What are the point of parables / what function do they serve?
Disciples once asked, "Why are you speaking to us in parables?" In Matthew chapter 12. Then Jesus said, the reason for speaking in parables is to bring the main thing, to make the main thing main thing. Let me tell you one thing. The classic parable, which you can easily remember, was this. One day Nathan comes and encounters David and tells David, "I'm going to tell you a story." As the story is slowly unwrapping, David was not sure that he was trapped. And finally he says that man should be punished. And then Nathan says, that person is you. The beauty of parable is this. It will make you to listen to the story and suddenly you are caught. Suddenly you realize you are the one. That's one reason Jesus was telling in parables. The second reason was this. We use parables or we use examples, we use metaphors, we use figurative languages when we are not able to communicate in plain words. If the whole world is expressing things in plain words, life would be very boring. It will be only black and white. It is figurative language, that is colors. That is it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Uncle. Yeah. What should you do when you're feeling down for an extended period of time / going through a depressive episode?
When going through depression, getting up all alone is very tough. We need help. That is why fellowship like this plays a very important role. As a Christian, we are bound to have some good friends. They are the people who help us to lift us up. Jesus said that I'm sending you 2 by 2 because if one falls, the other one will lift up. Yeah. But the tragedy is when God sends somebody to lift us up, we throw that fellow away. That should not happen.
Thank you for that answer, Uncle. I think a last question. I think take as long as you need. This one could go multiple angles. What does it look like to truly know God as a mature Christian? A lot of mature Christians I know tend to get caught up in how to best practice the religion instead of focusing on growing closer to God on a personal level. How can I avoid that and still grow in understanding the way David was able to?
Yeah. Read the Word of God and look at the characters in the Bible. Just follow them. As the way we are looking at Joseph. They were not strictly following a religion. They are actually maintaining a relationship with God. That's how we should grow closer to the Lord.
Appreciate that. Also, sorry, I noticed another question here that could also be good understanding. How did we end up with so many denominations? And even though most don't differ on salvation, how can you know which is the most biblical?
Any denomination that follows these 4 things, they are biblical. Number 1, Trinity, that our God is triune. Number 2, Jesus Christ has both divine nature and human nature. That's number 2. Number 3, salvation is only through Jesus Christ. Number 4, Bible is the ultimate authority. These are the 4 that makes any denomination biblical. If you look at all these denominations, they have these 4 things common, but the other things are different. They are minors. The minors don't change our destiny, but the majors will change the destiny. That is why, though there are different denominations, as long as they follow these 4 essential doctrines, we don't have any problem. Yeah, these 4.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle. I think that's all the time we have for questions. I wish we had more time where you guys could put your hands up and ask your questions. Sid, do you have a question? But yeah, thank you guys for joining.